Have you ever woken from a dream that felt so real, so vivid, it seemed to echo from another time? A fleeting image, a half-remembered face, or a place you've never visited yet somehow know by heart. These aren't just random flashes from your subconscious. Many believe they're whispers from past lives, fragments of your soul's journey through time. Yet, for so many of us, those memories remain just out of reach, shrouded in mystery or even a sense of something forbidden, as though some experiences are locked away for a reason. What if you had the key to those locked doors? What if you could explore the stories, the lessons, and even the hidden traumas that have shaped your soul across lifetimes? There is a sacred geometric energy field, known as the Merkaba, that has been used for centuries by spiritual seekers to access higher states of consciousness, and yes, even journey into past lives that feel intentionally sealed off. The Merkaba isn't just a symbol, it's a living, spinning field of light that surrounds your body, capable of carrying your awareness beyond the limits of linear time and into the vast archives of your soul's history. In this video, we're going to embark on a journey unlike any other. Together, we'll explore how to activate your Merkaba, not just as an intellectual exercise, but as a profound spiritual practice. You'll learn how to unlock those seemingly forbidden memories safely and meaningfully, understanding why some past lives feel hidden in the first place, and how revisiting them can bring deep healing, clarity, and empowerment to your present life. This is about reclaiming lost parts of yourself and integrating wisdom you didn't even know you possessed. So if you're ready to delve into the mysteries of who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming, you're in the right place. Let's begin. So what exactly do we mean when we talk about a forbidden past life? It's a powerful term that suggests something is off limits, and in many ways, that's precisely the case. These aren't just random or mundane memories from a previous existence. A forbidden past life is typically one that carries an exceptionally heavy energetic imprint, often due to intense trauma, profound karmic debt, or a powerful soul contract that was made before you even entered this current lifetime. Think of it as a chapter in your soul's history that your higher self, in its infinite wisdom, has intentionally placed behind a veil. It's not that these memories are lost or deleted, they are safeguarded. This protective mechanism exists for a very important reason. The lessons and emotions stored within these lifetimes are often too potent, too complex, to be processed by your conscious mind without the proper spiritual groundwork and emotional maturity. You can think of it like a carefully locked box within your soul. The key isn't missing. It's simply being held until you've developed the strength and understanding to turn it. Unlocking that box prematurely could overwhelm your current psyche, potentially re-traumatizing you or causing confusion rather than providing clarity. The contents of these forbidden lives frequently involve experiences that shake the very foundation of who we believe ourselves to be. We might be shielding ourselves from a lifetime where we were a perpetrator of great harm rather than a victim, a lifetime of immense betrayal, a life cut short by violence, or an existence dedicated to a power so immense it was misused. These are the soul-level events that can define our deepest fears, our unexplained phobias, and even our greatest talents, all waiting for the right moment to be integrated. This shielding is ultimately an act of profound self-love and spiritual intelligence from your own higher consciousness. It ensures that you only confront these powerful narratives when you have built the necessary resilience, and crucially, when you have access to the right tools for healing and integration. This is where the Merkaba becomes so essential. It isn't a tool for forcing locks or prying open boxes. It's a vehicle of light and protection that allows your awareness to approach these sealed memories with the highest frequency of love and wisdom, making the process of revelation not only safe, but truly transformative. So why would you even want to access something that has been so carefully guarded? It's a profound question, and the answer lies not in mere curiosity, but in the promise of profound liberation. Unlocking these sealed chapters of your soul's history is perhaps one of the most potent acts of self-healing you can undertake. Imagine finally understanding the root of a deep, irrational fear that has shadowed you your entire life. A fear of water, perhaps, or a paralyzing terror of enclosed spaces. These aren't just random anxieties. They are often direct echoes from a forbidden past life where a traumatic event occurred. By safely accessing that memory through the Merkaba, you're not just recalling a story, you're revisiting that moment with the wisdom and light of your present consciousness. You can offer comfort to that past version of yourself, release the trapped energy of that event, and literally rewrite the energetic pattern that has been influencing your current reality. The phobia, once a mysterious and controlling force, simply loses its power because you have healed it at its very origin. This process goes far beyond healing fears. It allows you to shatter negative patterns that seem to replay in your life, no matter how hard you try to change them. Do you find yourself repeatedly attracting the same kind of unhealthy relationship, facing the same financial struggles, or battling the same lack of self-worth? These loops are frequently karmic cycles, soul-level habits born from unresolved experiences in a past life. Perhaps a lifetime of poverty has imprinted a deep-seated belief in scarcity. Maybe a history of betrayal has you building walls that keep out genuine love. By uncovering the original source of these patterns within a forbidden lifetime, you can understand the karmic lesson you were meant to learn. With that awareness, you can consciously complete the lesson, forgive yourself and others involved, and finally break the cycle for good. You move from being a passenger on a repeating track to the conscious driver of your destiny. And it's not only about releasing the negative, it's also about reclaiming incredible gifts that you left behind. A forbidden past life might have been one of immense power, creativity, or spiritual mastery that ended in a way that caused you to shun that aspect of yourself. You might feel a strange, magnetic draw to a certain instrument, a language you've never studied, or a healing art, yet feel inexplicably blocked from pursuing it. This could very well be a lost talent from a sealed lifetime, a part of your soul's expression that you agreed to forget until you were ready to handle it with wisdom. By reintegrating that forgotten aspect, you reclaim those abilities, that confidence, and that unique flavor of your soul's power. It's like welcoming home a part of yourself you never knew was missing, and your present life becomes infinitely richer for it. Ultimately, this journey of uncovering forbidden past lives is the fastest path to accelerated soul evolution. Each of these sealed lifetimes represents a fragment of your consciousness, a piece of your soul's energy that is waiting to be made whole again. Every time you safely access one of these memories and integrate its lessons and energies, you are literally becoming more complete. You are raising your vibrational frequency, expanding your awareness, and stepping more fully into your multidimensional nature. The Merkaba provides the sacred space for this reunion to happen gracefully, ensuring that every revelation serves your highest good and contributes to your growth rather than overwhelming it. This isn't about dwelling in the past. It's about gathering all the pieces of who you are across time to become the most empowered, healed, and authentic version of yourself right now, in this present moment. To truly grasp the power of this process, we must first understand the vehicle itself. The Merkaba is far more than a mystical symbol you might see in sacred geometry art. It is a dynamic, living field of light that intimately surrounds your physical form. The word itself comes from ancient Egyptian, a combination of three distinct words: Mer, which means a specific kind of light that rotates within itself; Ka, referring to the individual spirit; and Ba, meaning the physical reality or body. So, in its essence, the Merkaba is the merging of spirit and body within a field of light. This energy field has a very distinct geometric structure, often visualized as two interlocking tetrahedrons, or a three-dimensional Star of David spinning in opposite directions around a still central point, which is you. This spinning motion is absolutely crucial. When this field is dormant or spinning very slowly, we experience life mostly from a physical, third-dimensional perspective. We feel separate from our higher consciousness and from the flow of the universe, but when we consciously activate and accelerate the spin of the Merkaba through specific meditation and breath work, it becomes a powerful bridge, a literal vehicle of consciousness. It transcends the illusion of separation, allowing your awareness to travel beyond the confines of your physical body and linear time. Think of it as your soul's natural spacecraft, designed not for physical travel through the cosmos, but for conscious journeying through the multidimensional layers of reality and the vast timeline of your own soul's existence. This is why the Merkaba is such a perfect tool for accessing past lives, especially those that feel forbidden. It doesn't just drop you into a traumatic memory unprotected. It surrounds your traveling consciousness in a cocoon of high-frequency, divine light. This sacred geometry acts as both an engine and a shield, ensuring that your journey into the past is conducted from a place of elevated awareness and compassionate curiosity, not from a space of fear or ego. It allows you to witness these sealed memories as the eternal soul that you are, bringing the healing light of your present self to those moments in your history that are asking for integration. You are not reliving the trauma, you are revisiting it with the love and wisdom needed to finally understand it and set its energy free. To truly appreciate how this field functions as a vehicle, we need to look closely at its beautiful and precise design. At its core, the Merkaba is composed of two primary geometric forms, two tetrahedrons, which are simply three-sided pyramids, perfectly interlocked. This creates the shape known as a stellated octahedron, a complex form that looks like a three-dimensional, eight-pointed star. But this geometry is far more than just an aesthetically pleasing symbol. Every line, angle, and intersection holds profound meaning and serves a specific energetic purpose. One tetrahedron is typically understood to represent masculine energy associated with action, logic, and the electric force of the universe. It spins in one direction, usually clockwise. The other tetrahedron embodies feminine energy connected to receptivity, intuition, and the magnetic force of existence, spinning counterclockwise. The magic and the stability happens in the interaction between these two spinning forces. Their opposite spins create an immense toroidal field, a donut-shaped vortex of energy that surrounds your entire body. This balanced, counter-rotating motion generates a tremendously stable central point of stillness right at the core of your being. It is from this place of perfect equilibrium that true interdimensional travel becomes possible. Without this balance, if one energy were to dominate or the spins were to fall out of sync, the field would become wobbly and unstable, much like a spinning top that's about to fall over. But when masculine and feminine are in harmonious, opposite rotation, they generate a self-sustaining and incredibly powerful vortex of light. This stable vortex is your passport beyond the ordinary limits of perception. This is the mechanism that allows for safe and conscious exploration of your past lives. The stable, high-frequency vortex created by the Merkaba acts as a tunnel or a bridge through the Akashic records, the energetic library that holds the story of every soul's journey. It provides a protected pathway for your awareness to travel along your own soul's timeline. You are not just randomly projecting your thoughts into the past. You are consciously directing this vehicle of light, this Merkaba, to specific coordinates in your own history. The sacred geometry ensures that your connection to your physical body and your present moment awareness remains intact and secure, no matter how far back you journey. It functions as both an anchor and a lifeline, allowing you to explore even the most intense or forbidden memories without the risk of getting energetically lost or overwhelmed by the experience. You are always within this cocoon of light, observing, learning, and healing from a place of empowered safety. The journey of the Merkaba is a fascinating thread woven through the tapestry of human spirituality, appearing again and again across different cultures and epochs. While the term itself finds its most direct linguistic root in ancient Egypt, the concept of a divine light vehicle is truly universal, suggesting it is a perennial piece of wisdom encoded into the very fabric of consciousness itself. Many esoteric traditions point to even earlier sources, to the legendary continents of Atlantis and Lemuria. It is said that in these advanced civilizations, the Merkaba was not a secret teaching but a natural science, understood and utilized by all. In Lemuria, a culture deeply connected to the heart and crystalline energies, the Merkaba was reportedly activated through pure love and harmonic resonance, serving as a tool for healing and interdimensional communication rather than travel. As Lemuria gave way to Atlantis, the application became more technological, integrated into the very architecture and power systems of the city. Atlantean priests and scientists were said to use massive crystalline generators to project and stabilize Merkaba fields for collective consciousness exploration. The great downfall of Atlantis, according to these traditions, came from a misalignment when the sacred geometric spin of these fields was manipulated for power and control rather than spiritual evolution, leading to a catastrophic imbalance. This is why so much of the knowledge was subsequently hidden and protected, passed down only through the most guarded mystery schools. It is from these ancient, sunken worlds that the torch of this knowledge was carried forward, finding one of its most famous homes along the Nile. In ancient Egypt, the understanding of the Merkaba was central to the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife and their ascension to the status of a god. The word itself, breaking down into Merkaba, perfectly encapsulates this. The Ka was the individual's spirit or life force. The Ba was their unique manifestation or personality, often represented as a bird with a human head, and Mer was this specific rotating light that brought them into union. The pharaoh's initiation rituals within the Great Pyramid were designed to activate this Merkaba field, to spin it at such a high rate that their consciousness could permanently unite with their higher self, achieving what they called solar consciousness, or becoming an Ak, a shining, effective spirit. This was the ultimate goal, to navigate the Juat, or the starry realm, and to transcend the cycle of reincarnation voluntarily, not through death, but through mastered ascension. This profound concept also appears in the foundational texts of the Abrahamic faiths, though often in a more veiled form. In the biblical book of Ezekiel, the prophet describes a breathtaking vision that is a classic description of a Merkaba. He sees a great whirlwind coming from the north, with flashing lightning and immense clouds of fire. Within it, he describes 4 living creatures, each with 4 faces and 4 wings, moving alongside wheels within wheels, their rims full of eyes. This chariot of fire, which descended from the heavens, is the Merkaba of Old Testament prophecy. In later Jewish mystical tradition, this gave rise to an entire school of thought known as Merkaba mysticism. These early Kabbalists were not simply reading Ezekiel's account as a story. They were using it as a meditative manual. Through intense prayer, specific chants, and breath work, they would seek to recreate this vision within their own consciousness, to spiritually ascend through the 7 heavenly halls and achieve a direct, ecstatic vision of the divine throne, a personal journey in their own chariot of light. The preservation of this knowledge is a testament to the dedication of countless secret societies and esoteric orders throughout history. From the Egyptian priesthoods, it was passed to the Pythagorean schools in ancient Greece, where the same sacred geometry was studied as the foundation of the universe. It was carried by the Gnostics the Rosicrucians, and the Knights Templar, each order wrapping the core truth in their own symbolism and rituals to protect it during times of religious persecution. In the East, the same principle appears in the concept of the diamond body in Vajrayana Buddhism, or the light body in certain Taoist alchemical practices. While the cultural expressions differ, the underlying architecture is strikingly similar: a luminous, geometric field surrounding the body that, when activated, serves as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, between time and eternity. This recurring theme across isolated cultures isn't a coincidence. It is a fingerprint of a universal truth, a spiritual technology inherent to the human soul, waiting to be remembered and activated once more. Now that we understand the profound history and power of the Merkaba, it is essential to recognize that this sacred vehicle requires a clear and stable platform from which to launch. You wouldn't attempt to pilot a sophisticated spacecraft without first running meticulous pre-flight checks and ensuring all systems are operating in perfect harmony. The same principle applies here. Activating your Merkaba to journey into the depths of your past lives is a powerful undertaking, and the most critical step for both its effectiveness and your safety happens long before the spinning light field even begins to form. This crucial phase is all about preparing your inner landscape, your personal energy field, to become a pure and stable vessel for this high-frequency experience. Think of your energy body like a clear, still mountain lake. If the water is murky, churned up with sediment, or cluttered with debris, you cannot see the profound depths below. The reflections on the surface will be distorted and unclear. Our daily lives, stress, unresolved emotions, and even the energy of the environments we move through can cloud our personal waters. Before we can clearly perceive the intricate light geometry of the Merkaba and navigate it safely, we must first commit to a process of energetic cleansing and clarification. This isn't about achieving some state of impossible perfection. It's about creating a baseline of clarity and stability so that the powerful energies of the Merkaba can be channeled cleanly without amplifying any existing imbalances or distortions within your system. This preparation rests on three fundamental pillars, each as important as the next. The first is grounding, which establishes your anchor to the present moment and the earth. The second is cleansing, which clears out stagnant or dissonant energies. And the third is raising your vibration, which attunes your entire being to the high-frequency love and light that the Merkaba embodies. Skipping this groundwork would be like trying to tune a radio to a delicate, distant frequency while standing in the middle of a roaring electrical storm. The signal would be lost in the static. By dedicating time to these practices, you ensure that when you do activate your Merkaba, the connection is pure, the journey is clear, and you remain securely anchored throughout the entire profound experience. The foundational practice for awakening this sacred vehicle is a precise and powerful meditation known as the 17 breath technique. This is not a simple relaxation exercise. It is a conscious, alchemical process that uses the rhythm of your breath as a key to systematically construct and energize your Merkaba field. Each of the 17 breaths corresponds to a specific phase of activation, building upon the last to create a stable, high-spinning vortex of light around your body. Think of it like following an ancient, spiritual blueprint. Each breath lays down another line of sacred geometry, another circuit of energy, until the entire structure hums with life and is ready for flight. The entire sequence is divided into 3 distinct sets, each serving a unique purpose in the activation process. The first set consists of 6 breaths and is dedicated to balancing the 8 electrical circuits of your body, creating a state of perfect polarity and harmony within your personal energy field. The second set, another 6 breaths, works to establish a harmonious flow of prana, or life force, throughout your entire being. The final set of 5 breaths is where the true magic happens, as you direct this accumulated energy to spin the geometric fields of your Merkaba at the speed of light, bringing your vehicle of consciousness fully online. The beauty of this structured approach is that it ensures every aspect of your energy body is prepared and balanced, preventing any distortions that could make the subsequent journey unstable or unclear. Let's walk through the first set of breaths, which is all about creating a foundation of perfect equilibrium. You begin by sitting comfortably with your spine straight, your hands resting on your lap, and your tongue placed on the roof of your mouth to complete the energy circuit known as the microcosmic orbit. The first breath is a gentle, pranic breath in through the nose, where you visualize drawing a sphere of brilliant white light from the universe into your heart chakra. As you exhale through the nose, you see that sphere split into 2, with one sphere moving down to your perineum and the other moving up to your crown. This establishes the basic polarity. The second breath follows the same pattern, but the spheres are drawn to your navel and your third eye. With the third breath, you bring the energy to your sexual organs and your throat chakra. The fourth, fifth, and sixth breaths continue this beautiful, balancing dance. The fourth breath moves the energy to your left hip and right shoulder, while the fifth breath moves it to your right hip and left shoulder, creating a cross-patterning that wires your entire system for integration. The sixth and final breath of this first set is perhaps the most important for stability. You inhale and bring a sphere of light to your navel point, your body's center of power. As you exhale, you don't split the sphere. Instead, you push it out through your navel to a point about a hand's width in front of you, and then you pull it back in, creating a stable, rhythmic pulse at your core. This sixth breath establishes your central point, the still axis around which everything else will soon spin. Now we move into the second set of 6 breaths, which focuses on unifying your entire energy body and establishing a free flow of prana. The 7th through 12th breaths are all about connection and circulation. For the 7th breath, you inhale and bring a sphere of light from the universe down into your heart. As you exhale, you visualize that energy flowing down your arms and out through the palms of your hands, connecting you to the Earth's energy. The 8th breath reverses this. You inhale, drawing energy up from the Earth into your heart, and exhale, sending it up through your crown to the universe. This creates a beautiful vertical circuit. The 9th breath solidifies this connection. You inhale simultaneously from the universe and the Earth, meeting that powerful energy in your heart. You hold it for a moment, feeling the immense power of this union, and then exhale it out through your entire skin pores, surrounding yourself in a cocoon of light. The 10th, 11th, and 12th breaths are about saturating your body with this unified energy. You breathe in from the universe and Earth simultaneously, but this time, on the exhale, you push the energy down to your feet on the 10th breath, up to your head on the 11th breath, and then on the 12th breath, you push it out to the edges of your energy field, filling your entire personal space with vibrant, luminous prana. Your entire being should now feel energized, balanced, and incredibly alive. This brings us to the culminating phase, the final 5 breaths that will spin your Merkaba into existence. The energy you have built is now ready to be directed. The 13th breath is where the spin begins. For men, you inhale and visualize the male tetrahedron, the one with its apex pointing up toward the sun, extending out from your body. Its points about an arm's length away. As you exhale, you give this tetrahedron a mental command to begin spinning at nearly the speed of light. For women, the process starts with the female tetrahedron, the one with its apex pointing down toward the earth, spinning it on the exhale. The 14th breath does the same for the opposite tetrahedron, establishing the counter-rotation. The 15th and 16th breaths are about synchronicity and stabilization. You inhale and focus on both tetrahedrons spinning in perfect opposite harmony. On the exhale, you consciously link your breath to their spin, using your intention to smooth out any wobbles and lock them into a flawless, high-velocity rotation. You will likely begin to feel a distinct sensation, a humming vibration, a feeling of lightness, or a palpable field of energy surrounding you. The 17th and final breath is the activation command. You take a deep, powerful inhale, drawing in universal light, and on the exhale, you send a firm intention, a silent word like activate or spin, to the entire Merkaba field. This final breath acts like the ignition key turning in the engine, causing the entire geometric structure to lock into its full, functional speed, becoming a stable, interdimensional vehicle of light, ready for your conscious exploration. With your Merkaba now activated and humming with light, you have your vehicle prepared for an incredible journey. But even the most advanced spacecraft needs a clear flight plan and a guaranteed safe return. Venturing into the realm of past lives, especially those that have been sealed away, means navigating powerful and potentially challenging energies. This is not a space you want to enter unprepared or unprotected. The single most important step you can take to ensure a safe, productive, and profoundly healing experience is to consciously create a sacred and impenetrable space around your entire being before you even think of setting out. This isn't about fostering fear. It's about exercising profound spiritual wisdom and self-care, establishing a container of such pure and high vibration that only truth and healing can enter. Imagine this sacred space as a magnificent bubble of brilliant, diamond white light that completely surrounds you and your spinning Merkaba field. This is not a fragile sphere. It is a dynamic, intelligent filter woven from the very fabric of divine love and attention. Its purpose is twofold: to keep out any lower vibrational energies or influences that are not aligned with your highest good, and to hold within it only the frequencies of unconditional love, compassion, and absolute truth. This ensures that anything you experience within this bubble is for your benefit and your evolutionary growth. You are essentially creating a sterile field for soul surgery, a protected classroom where you can learn your most profound lessons without any outside interference. The process of building this sanctuary is both simple and deeply powerful. Begin by taking a few deep, centering breaths, feeling the stable spin of your Merkaba around you. From your heart center, visualize a tiny, brilliant star of white light. With your next exhalation, see this light expand rapidly in all directions, forming a perfect, immense sphere that holds you at its very center. See its surface shimmering with intelligence and strength. Now, state your intention clearly, either silently or aloud. You might say something like, "I now command that this sacred space be filled only with the pure light of the divine. Only that which serves my highest good and deepest healing may enter here. All else is neutralized and transformed into light." Feel the absolute certainty of this command resonating through every cell of your body. This bubble is now your sovereign territory, a piece of heaven you carry with you. Within this space of ultimate protection, you are never alone. This is the moment to consciously invite in your most trusted spiritual support system. Think of them as your flight crew, your guides, and your navigators for this journey into the self. You can call upon your spirit guides, those wise beings who have walked with you across lifetimes, specifically to aid your soul's growth. Call upon the archangels, such as Michael for protection and cutting cords of fear, Raphael for healing, Gabriel for clear communication, and Metatron for help with the sacred geometry itself. Most importantly, call upon your own higher self, the aspect of your consciousness that exists outside of time, that holds the blueprint of your entire soul journey and knows exactly what you are ready to see and heal. You don't need to know their names or see their forms. Simply hold the intention of inviting their loving, supportive presence. Feel the space around you become richer, warmer, and filled with a benevolent intelligence that is there to hold space for you, to offer insights, and to ensure your complete safety throughout the entire process. With your Merkaba activated, your sacred space established, and your team of light beside you, you are now perfectly prepared to journey into the depths of your being with confidence and grace. With your sacred space established and your Merkaba humming with light, the next step is perhaps the most delicate and crucial one of all, programming your journey with a clear and heartfelt intention. Think of your intention as the destination you input into your spiritual GPS. Without it, your Merkaba might drift through the vast archives of your soul's history without focus, potentially bringing up random memories that, while interesting, may not hold the key to your most pressing healing needs. But with a precise intention, you become the conscious director of this exploration, guiding your vehicle of light directly toward the lifetimes that hold the answers, the lessons, and the wounds most ready to be healed in your present moment. Crafting this intention is an art that balances conscious direction with spiritual surrender. It begins with a moment of quiet self-inquiry. Ask yourself, what is the recurring challenge in my life that feels bigger than its origins? What unexplained emotion, fear, or pattern do I feel compelled to understand at its very root? Your intention should stem from this place of authentic seeking. For example, instead of a vague intention like, show me a past life, a powerful and precise intention would be, I now journey to the past life that is the origin of my deep fear of abandonment, so that I may understand its source and release its hold on me. Or guide me to the lifetime where I first made a vow of poverty, so that I may consciously nullify that contract and embrace abundance. This specificity gives your higher self and the Merkaba a clear frequency to lock onto, like tuning a radio to a specific station. The second part of this art is equally important, the clause of surrender. This is where you acknowledge that your conscious mind doesn't have the full picture of what is ultimately for your highest good. After stating your precise request, always add a phrase such as, in full alignment with my highest good and the divine plan, or to whatever lifetime is most beneficial for my healing at this time. This surrender is not a weakness. It is an act of profound wisdom and trust. It creates a beautiful partnership between your human will and your soul's infinite intelligence. You are taking the reins to direct the journey, while also trusting the greater wisdom of your higher self to override your request if there is something even more pertinent or a layer of healing that needs to come first. This ensures that the experience is always empowering and never overwhelming. The energy behind your intention is everything. Program your Merkaba not from a place of frantic grasping or fearful urgency, but from a calm, open-hearted state of compassionate curiosity. Hold the intention in your mind, feel its emotional weight in your heart, and then release it into the spinning field of light around you. Visualize your words transforming into a beam of soft, intelligent light that shoots forward from your heart, charting a course through the Akashic records. Trust that it is received and understood. Then, take a deep breath and let it go. This combination of clear command and trusting release activates the Merkaba's navigational systems, setting you on a course for a revelation that is not only profound, but perfectly timed for your soul's evolution. Now, with your intention set and your vehicle humming with light, it's time to begin the conscious journey itself. This is where the theoretical becomes experiential, where you move from meditation into active exploration. Feel the stable spin of the Merkaba around you, not just as a visualization, but as a tangible vibration, a gentle humming sensation that seems to lift your awareness just slightly out of alignment with your physical body. You are not going anywhere physically. Instead, you are shifting the focus of your consciousness, using the Merkaba's counter-rotating fields to gently untether your awareness from the present moment and allow it to ride the currents of your own soul's timeline. The sensation is often one of gentle acceleration, like being on a smooth, silent train that is slowly picking up speed. You might feel a slight pressure at your brow, or a pulling sensation at your energy body as your focus begins to travel. The key here is to remain in a state of relaxed observation, holding your intention in your heart like a beacon. The spinning geometry of the Merkaba is now functioning as a resonant key, tuning your consciousness to the specific frequency of the Akashic records, that immense non-physical library that holds the energetic imprint of every thought, event, and experience your soul has ever had. You are not randomly searching through files. You are being drawn magnetically toward the timeline that resonates most strongly with the intention you have set. Visualize this as moving through a tunnel or a corridor of swirling light, with glimpses of images, feelings, and sensations flashing past you like landscapes seen from a train window. Trust the process and your spiritual support team completely. The light of your Merkaba and your protective bubble ensures you remain a neutral, compassionate observer, insulated from any raw emotional charge. You might suddenly find yourself standing in a completely different environment, seeing through different eyes, or simply knowing a story as if it were your own memory. The information can come in any number of ways: a full sensory vision, a series of symbolic images, a profound knowing, or even just a strong emotional or physical sensation in your body that tells a story all its own. The important thing is to observe without judgment, allowing the narrative to unfold without trying to force or control it. You are a witness to your own history, gathering truths with the loving detachment of a healed soul. Steering your Merkaba through the astral planes is an art of subtle navigation, one that relies far more on the compass of your heart than the maps of your logical mind. This isn't a journey you control with forceful will or aggressive thought. You guide it with the gentle, unwavering pull of your intention, much like a sailor adjusting the sails to catch the wind rather than trying to command the sea itself. As your awareness rides within this spinning vehicle of light, your primary tool for direction is the very intention you set before you began. Hold that intention in your heart space like a steady, glowing ember. If your quest is to understand a deep-seated fear of water, hold the feeling of that fear, not with anxiety, but with a compassionate curiosity, and allow that resonant frequency to act as a homing beacon. The Merkaba, in its perfect geometric intelligence, will respond to this emotional signature, moving you through the vast, non-physical landscapes toward the timelines and experiences that hold the answers you seek. The astral realm is a multifaceted dimension of consciousness, composed of countless planes and subplanes that exist at different vibrational frequencies. It's a place of thought forms and collective energy, where like attracts like. As you travel, you may perceive this as moving through layers of light and color, some feeling airy and expansive, while others might feel denser or more turbulent. Your connection to your higher self is your most vital navigational instrument and your ultimate safeguard. Before you set out, you consciously invited this highest aspect of your being to guide the journey. Now, as you move, maintain a soft, internal dialogue. Silently ask, "Higher self, is this the right direction?" And then become still and listen. The answer won't come as a shouted command. It will be a subtle knowing, a feeling of ease and rightness in your heart, a sense of the path opening up before you with a flowing grace. If you feel any contraction, confusion, or a sense of being drained, that is your internal guidance system signaling that you are nearing a lower vibrational area or a path that is not for your highest good. Trust this feeling implicitly. Simply reaffirm your intention and your connection to your higher self, and visualize your Merkaba gently pivoting, its light growing brighter as it automatically corrects course back into a current of higher, clearer energy. It is this unwavering connection to your higher self that naturally insulates you from the lower vibrational areas of the astral. Your activated Merkaba, spinning at the speed of light, is itself an emitter of an extremely high frequency. This creates a natural law of resonance you can only easily access and perceive the astral planes that match your own vibrational output. It's like tuning a radio. You naturally receive the station you are broadcasting. By maintaining a state of compassionate curiosity and heart-centered intention, you ensure your personal frequency remains high, and your Merkaba will therefore travel within the correspondingly high, clear realms of the astral, where healing and wisdom reside. The protective bubble you created earlier serves as an additional filter, ensuring that even if you pass through a murkier area, no dissonant energy can penetrate your space. You might observe these lower realms from a distance, like watching a storm from inside a sturdy, well-lit observatory, but you remain unaffected, safe within your vehicle of light. As you journey, the landscape itself will begin to shift and respond to your seeking. You are not searching for a specific date or location in a linear sense. You are navigating toward an energetic imprint, a cluster of powerful emotion and experience stored within the Akashic. You might feel yourself drawn toward a particular current of energy that feels heavy with sorrow or brilliant with joy, an emotional frequency that matches the one you hold in your heart. The first signs of approaching a past life memory are often subtle. You might experience a sudden, strong scent of salt air or desert dust, a physical sensation like cold metal against your skin, or a wave of emotion that isn't your own, yet feels intimately familiar. These are the trail markers. Acknowledge them with gratitude, but remain the observer. Don't latch onto them or try to analyze them yet. Simply allow your Merkaba to follow this trail of sensory breadcrumbs, trusting that it is leading you directly to the core memory itself. When you arrive at the threshold of a significant past life memory, the energy will often become more focused and intense. The swirling lights and sensations may coalesce into a specific scene. You might find yourself looking out through another pair of eyes, standing in a foreign landscape, or witnessing a moment frozen in time. This is the moment to anchor yourself fully in your role as a compassionate witness. You are not there to relive the trauma or get lost in the drama of the story. You are there as the healed and whole soul that you are now, visiting a moment from your own vast history to bring understanding and release. See the scene play out without judgment, just as you would watch a movie. Notice the details, the clothing, the environment, the other people present, and most importantly, notice the emotions being experienced by that past version of you. This is the raw data, the truth of that lifetime, presenting itself for your review and ultimately for your healing. Your Merkaba holds you in this stable, loving space of observation, ensuring you can gather the insights you came for without being overwhelmed by the energy of the past. As you witness these scenes unfolding within the protected space of your Merkaba, the most crucial skill to develop is that of the compassionate detective. The information you receive will rarely come as a straightforward, narrated documentary. Instead, it will arrive as a collage of potent symbols, overwhelming emotions, and fragmented physical sensations. Learning to interpret this symbolic language is the key to unlocking the profound lessons these lifetimes hold. Your first and most immediate clues are often the raw, visceral feelings that wash over you. That sudden, crushing weight on your chest isn't just a random sensation. It could be the echo of a fatal wound or the heavy burden of a secret kept. An unexplainable surge of panic at the sight of fire or deep water is a direct emotional imprint from the past, a flashback coded into your soul's memory. Pay close attention to any overwhelming emotions that feel disproportionate to your current life. These are often the brightest signposts pointing toward a past life event that needs your attention and healing. Beyond emotions, your physical body can become a powerful divining rod for truth. You might feel a sharp, localized pain in a part of your body that has no current injury, a phantom ache from a wound sustained long ago. A tingling in your hands could hint at a lifetime of craftsmanship or healing, while a tightness in your throat might signal existence where your voice was silenced, or you were unable to speak your truth. These somatic echoes are not imaginary. They are the body's cellular memory reacting to the soul's recollection. Even tastes and smells can arise. The distinct metallic taste of blood, the scent of old parchment and ink, the aroma of specific herbs or flowers from a particular region. These sensory clues are incredibly specific and can often help pinpoint the era or culture you are connecting with far more accurately than visual details alone. When visual symbols do appear, they are rarely literal. A vision of a key might not mean you were a locksmith, but rather that you held a position of great trust or were the keeper of an important secret. Seeing a chain could represent a soul contract of servitude or a karmic bond that remains unbroken. Recurring animal imagery is especially significant. A wolf might symbolize a past life where you operated within a tight-knit tribe or pack, perhaps as a warrior or leader, but it could also point to feelings of being an outcast or a lone hunter. A snake often represents healing and transformation, hinting at a lifetime as a shaman or alchemist, but it can also point to hidden knowledge or a betrayal that involved poison or deceit. The context of the vision and the emotions it evokes will guide you to the correct interpretation. Certain symbols can act as clear markers for specific historical periods or cultures. For instance, glimpsing distinctive architectural elements like massive, stepped pyramids often points toward Mesoamerican civilizations, such as the Maya or Aztec. Seeing elaborate headdresses, chariots, and papyrus scrolls is a strong indicator of ancient Egypt. The sight of vast, walled cities and intricate silk robes might transport you to dynastic China, while visions of stone circles, runes, and fierce, tattooed warriors often connect to Celtic or Norse lineages. Even the tools you see yourself using can be a giveaway. The feel of a bronze sword versus a steel one, the act of writing on clay tablets versus parchment, or working with a specific type of loom or pottery wheel can all help place the lifetime in its correct historical context. The true purpose of deciphering these symbols, however, goes far beyond historical curiosity. Each forbidden lifetime you access is a container for a specific, unresolved soul lesson. The recurring themes within the visions reveal the core karmic pattern you are working to heal. If your journeys consistently show you scenes of betrayal and abandonment, the core lesson is likely about learning trust and self-reliance, perhaps to overcome a pattern of victimhood. Visions of immense power and its subsequent abuse point to a lesson in humility and the ethical use of personal authority. Lifetimes that end in tragedy or sacrifice often hold lessons about empathy, unconditional love, or the releasing of martyrdom. The symbols are the packaging. The lesson is the precious gift inside. By patiently unwrapping them with compassion, you reclaim the fragmented power and wisdom stored within these sealed chapters, allowing your soul to finally become whole. As you witness this past version of yourself from within the safety of your Merkaba, the next step is to transform from a passive observer into an active, healing presence. This is not about interrupting their experience or changing the past. It is about bringing the light of your current understanding into that moment to offer a profound form of retroactive healing. The person you are witnessing is not a separate being. They are a facet of your own eternal soul, frozen in a moment of time, still carrying the weight of an experience that your present self is now ready to resolve. Your goal is to connect with them, to communicate compassion, and to help them, and by extension, you find peace. Begin by gently projecting your conscious awareness toward this past self, all while remaining firmly anchored in your Merkaba's protective light. See yourself as a being of brilliant, loving light approaching them. Do not startle them or force your way in. Instead, imagine extending a hand or simply surrounding their energy field with a soft, golden glow from your heart center. This is a silent communication of pure intent, signaling that you are a friend, a helper, and most importantly, a part of them from a future of greater understanding. They may not see you as a physical form. They might sense you as a sudden feeling of comfort, a calming presence, or an intuitive knowing that they are not alone in their struggle. This establishes a bridge of trust between your consciousness and the consciousness of that past incarnation. Now, open a dialogue, but understand that this communication happens on the level of soul and emotion, not necessarily with spoken words. From your heart, send them feelings of deep compassion and unconditional love. Silently, you can ask questions that get to the root of their pain and the lesson of that lifetime. In your mind, you might offer, "I see your pain. I am here with you. You are not alone in this." Then, with the curiosity of a loving friend, ask, "What is the weight you carry? What decision did you make in this moment that still echoes in me today?" Then, become still and listen. The answers will rarely come as audible sentences. Instead, you might receive a flood of their emotions, a wave of their fear, their guilt, or their sorrow, allowing you to feel exactly what they felt. Or you might receive a sudden, clear knowing of the event's significance, as if a missing piece of a puzzle has just clicked into place in your mind. It is absolutely vital during this exchange to maintain your role as the stable, compassionate witness. Their trauma is real, and their emotions are powerful, but you must not allow yourself to be pulled into the vortex of their pain. Your Merkaba field is your anchor, your spiritual life preserver. If at any point you feel their fear or anger beginning to overwhelm your own calm center, take a deep breath and consciously feel the stable spin of the light around you. Reaffirm your connection to your present-day body and your higher self. You are in a protected bubble, observing a scene from a safe distance. You can have immense empathy for their experience without needing to relive it as your own. This delicate balance is what makes the process healing instead of re-traumatizing. You are holding space for their pain without claiming ownership of it anymore. The most transformative part of this meeting is the act of offering healing and releasing the trapped energy of that moment. Once you understand the core wound, the betrayal they endured, the mistake they made, the love they lost to you can offer them the gift of your present-day perspective. From your heart, send them forgiveness if they need it. If they committed a harmful act, let them feel your understanding that they were acting from their own pain and limited awareness. If they were a victim, shower them with the strength and safety you now possess. Visualize this healing energy as a brilliant, liquid light flowing from your heart into theirs, soothing their anguish and easing their burden. You might see the scene itself begin to soften and transform around them. The darkness may lift, the oppressive energy may dissolve. This is not rewriting history. It is healing the soul's perception and attachment to that history, neutralizing the charge it has held over you for so long. Finally, guide this past aspect of your soul toward integration. See them turning toward you, their expression shifting from one of pain to one of peace. Visualize their form dissolving into a sphere of gentle light, and then watch as that sphere merges back into your own heart center, into the spinning field of your Merkaba. As this happens, feel a sense of wholeness and resolution wash over you. A fragment of your soul that had been lost in time, trapped in a moment of trauma, has now been retrieved and brought back into the fold of your complete being. You may feel a sudden release, a deep sigh from within, the disappearance of a chronic ache, or an incredible lightness where there was once a hidden weight. This is the tangible result of soul-level healing. You have not erased the past, but you have fundamentally changed your relationship to it, reclaiming the power and wisdom that was always yours to claim. This process of healing traumatic memories is a profound act of soul-level alchemy, and the high-frequency light of your Merkaba is the essential catalyst that makes it all possible. Recall that your Merkaba isn't just a vehicle for observation. It is a generator of the most potent, transformative energy in the universe, the energy of unconditional love and divine wisdom. This specific frequency of light operates on a simple, powerful principle. It cannot be harmed, and it cannot harm. It only seeks to harmonize, to heal, and to make whole. When you direct this light toward a painful past life memory, you are not attacking the trauma or battling the darkness. You are quite literally flooding that frozen moment in time with a vibration so high that the lower frequency energy of fear, pain, and anger simply cannot maintain its form. It's like pouring warm water over a block of ice. The ice doesn't fight the water. It naturally dissolves into it, returning to its fluid, harmonious state. Your Merkaba provides an endless, self-replenishing source of this warm, liquid light, allowing you to saturate those old wounds until they lose their power and are reintegrated into the wholeness of your being. The most direct application of this light is the beautiful practice of sending healing energy back to your past self. As you witness that version of you in their moment of struggle, hold them in your heart with immense compassion. Then, visualize the spinning tetrahedrons of your Merkaba, amplifying the love in your own heart, transforming it into a brilliant emerald green and rose pink light, the colors of profound heart healing. See this light streaming from your heart center, crossing the bridge of time you've created, and enveloping your past self in a soft, luminous cocoon. This isn't just a visual exercise, it's a real transmission of energy. As you do this, you might offer silent words of comfort. I am here with you now. You are safe. You are loved. I bring you the strength and peace from your future. Feel the energy flowing through you, and notice how the figure in your vision responds. Their posture may soften, their fearful expression may ease, and the entire scene may begin to brighten, as if a long shadow is finally receding. You are giving that past aspect of yourself a gift they desperately needed in that moment, but could not access, the reassurance that they are not alone, that their pain is seen, and that it will one day be healed. A critical part of this healing involves the retrieval of what are often called soul fragments. During an intensely traumatic event, a piece of your soul's energy can splinter off and remain trapped in that moment, like a shard of glass frozen in time. This is a protective mechanism, a way for the soul to compartmentalize overwhelming pain so the rest of the consciousness can continue to function. However, it means that a part of your vital energy, along with specific qualities like innocence, courage, or trust, becomes lost to you in your present life. You may feel this as a chronic sense of emptiness in a certain area of your life, or a feeling of never being quite whole. Using your Merkaba, you can consciously journey back to that moment and retrieve this lost fragment. After surrounding your past self in healing light, extend your hands in your mind's eye and gently call that lost piece of energy back to you. You might see it as a spark of light, a shimmering gem, or simply feel a pulling sensation. As it returns to you, guide it gently back into your heart or solar plexus, welcoming it home. Feel the immediate shift as that reclaimed energy integrates, filling a void you may not have even known was there, restoring a part of your essence that was always meant to be yours. The ultimate goal of this entire process is to rewrite the energetic imprints that these traumatic memories have left on your soul. An energetic imprint is like a deep groove on a record. Every time the needle of your present life experience hits that groove, it plays the same song of fear, lack, or pain, creating recurring negative patterns. Your Merkaba's light has the power to not just smooth over that groove, but to create an entirely new recording. Once you have witnessed the trauma, offered healing, and retrieved any lost fragments, you have the opportunity to consciously install a new, positive imprint. From your place of present moment power, visualize the old scene transforming. If the memory was of a battle, see the weapons turning into tools for building. If it was a scene of poverty, visualize abundant gardens growing where there was once barren land. See your past self not as a victim, but as a survivor who gained immense strength from the experience. As you paint this new picture with the light of your intention, you are literally reprogramming your soul's memory of that event. You are not denying the past. You are changing its meaning from one of damage to one of lessons learned and strength earned. This new, healed imprint then becomes the default setting, influencing your present life toward patterns of resilience, compassion, and empowerment, finally breaking the cycle for good. Beyond the profound healing of old wounds lies an equally thrilling treasure hunt, the recovery of lost strengths and dormant talents that are your soul's rightful inheritance. These are not new skills you need to learn from scratch, but innate abilities you have already mastered in other times and places, waiting patiently in the vaults of your being to be remembered and reclaimed. Think of a peculiar draw you might feel toward a certain art form, a complex language that sounds strangely familiar, or an uncanny intuition for healing that you can't logically explain. These magnetic pulls are not random whims. They are the soul's memory of a proficiency it once held, a signature strength that defined a past incarnation and is now knocking at the door of your current awareness, asking to be let back in. The process of identifying these lost gifts begins with paying close attention to the quiet whispers of your own curiosity and joy. What activities make you lose all track of time? What subjects do you find yourself endlessly researching, not out of obligation, but from a place of genuine fascination? That inexplicable urge to pick up a paintbrush, the ease with which you understand mechanical systems, or the deep calm you feel in a garden, these are not mere hobbies. They are powerful clues, resonant frequencies that match the talents your soul has already encoded. Even childhood dreams can be a rich source of information. Did you constantly build elaborate structures, hinting at a past life as an architect or engineer? Were you the neighborhood mediator, naturally resolving conflicts, which could point to a history as a diplomat or community elder? Your passions are the breadcrumbs leading you back to your own forgotten power. Once you have a sense of a talent-seeking expression, your activated Merkaba becomes the master key to the library of your soul's achievements. Before a journey, set a clear and positive intention, such as, I now journey to reconnect with the lifetime where I most fully expressed my gift for musical composition, or guide me to integrate the healing wisdom I once held as a herbalist. As your Merkaba carries your awareness into the Akashic records, be open to receiving the memory of this ability not just as a visual scene, but as a full-body download. You might not see yourself playing an instrument. Instead, you might feel your fingers moving across imaginary strings, a sure and familiar muscle memory activating in your hands. You could experience a surge of confidence as you effortlessly diagnose an imbalance in someone's energy field, or a flood of creative ideas as architectural plans unfold in your mind's eye with startling clarity. This is the knowledge returning to you not as theory, but as embodied wisdom. The integration of these reclaimed gifts is where the true magic unfolds. After connecting with a past life where this talent was strong, consciously invite that specific aspect of your soul's expression to merge with your present self. Visualize the version of you that possessed this skill. See them as a being of pure golden light. Watch as this golden light flows from them across the bridge of time and into your heart and solar plexus. Feel it spreading through your entire energy field, activating your DNA and awakening cellular memories. This is not about becoming possessed by a past self. It is about welcoming home a part of your own eternal being that has been absent. You are becoming more whole, more complete, integrating all that you have ever been. With this energy now active within you, take practical, grounded steps in your daily life to give it a channel for expression. If you reclaimed a musical talent, pick up an instrument and allow your hands to explore without judgment. You may be shocked at how naturally your fingers find their place. If you integrated healing wisdom, you might find yourself suddenly understanding complex wellness concepts or feeling drawn to study modalities that resonate with this old knowledge. The key is to act upon the impulse without overthinking it. The talent is real, but it may feel rusty at first, like a language you haven't spoken in decades. Be patient and practice. Your soul remembers the mastery. Your conscious mind just needs to catch up and provide the modern world vehicle for this ancient gift to shine through once more. These soul-level agreements are perhaps the most profound forces shaping our journey through lifetimes, yet they often remain entirely hidden from our conscious awareness. A karmic contract isn't a punishment or a sentence. It's a sacred agreement made between souls before incarnating, designed to facilitate mutual growth and learning. Think of it as a spiritual syllabus you helped write for your own soul's education. You might have agreed with another soul to play the roles of parent and child, of bitter rivals, or of star-crossed lovers, all to experience specific lessons, like learning unconditional love, developing resilience in the face of betrayal, or mastering forgiveness. These contracts are forged with the highest intentions for evolution, but a challenge arises when we continue to play out these patterns on autopilot, long after the core lesson has been learned, or when the dynamic has become stagnant or harmful. The energy of a completed contract that is still being enforced can feel like being trapped in a play where everyone has forgotten their lines, but the curtain never falls, leading to relationships and life situations that feel frustratingly repetitive and impossible to change. Your Merkaba serves as a transcendent key to accessing the very library where these soul agreements are recorded. Because it allows your consciousness to operate outside of linear time, you can journey back to the moment the contract was originally made, to witness the intentions behind it, and understand the beautiful, often courageous, reasons your soul entered into such an arrangement. Activating your light body and setting a clear intention to understand a specific repetitive pattern, like why you constantly attract partners who are emotionally unavailable, or why you have a lifelong dynamic of conflict with a certain family member, your Merkaba will carry your awareness to the point of origin. You might find yourself witnessing a scene from a past life where you broke a profound trust with someone, and in the aftermath, both souls agreed to meet again to learn about integrity and redemption. Or you might see a lifetime where you were saved by a stranger, and a contract was made to one day return that kindness. The revelation is rarely about blame. It's about understanding the profound spiritual curriculum you designed for yourself. Once you have witnessed the original agreement and grasped its purpose, you step into your power as a conscious co-creator of your destiny. This is where the true magic happens, the conscious renegotiation or release of contracts. From the expanded perspective of your Merkaba, connected to your higher self, you can engage with the soul or souls involved in the agreement. This doesn't require their physical presence. On the soul level, all connections are accessible. In your meditative state, you can call forward the essence of the other soul involved. From a space of compassion and without judgment, you can acknowledge the lesson the contract was meant to teach. You might express gratitude for the role they have played in your growth. Then, from your present-day wisdom, you can assess if the contract is still serving the highest good of all involved. If the lesson has been integrated, if you have learned the forgiveness, developed the strength, or understood the love, you can formally declare the contract complete. Visualize the agreement as a scroll of light or a symbolic cord connecting you to the other soul. With heartfelt gratitude for the journey, you can use the light of your Merkaba to gently dissolve that scroll or cord, releasing both of you from any further obligation to play out those old patterns. If the core intention of the contract is still valid, but the current expression of it is harmful, you can consciously renegotiate its terms. You might propose a new, healthier dynamic based on mutual support and joy, rather than struggle and challenge. This act of sovereign choice made from the highest level of your consciousness, is instantly registered in the Akashic records. It doesn't necessarily mean the other person will vanish from your life, but it fundamentally changes the energetic rules of engagement, creating space for a new, more harmonious chapter to begin. The profound connections we share with certain people in our present life often feel as though they're written in the very fabric of our soul, a magnetic pull, an instant recognition, or sometimes a challenging dynamic that seems to replay on an endless loop. These are not random encounters. They are the echoes of agreements made long before this lifetime began, relationships that have danced across the stages of many different eras, each interaction layering upon the last to create the complex tapestry you're navigating today. Your Merkaba offers a truly extraordinary gift, the ability to consciously explore these shared histories, not as a passive spectator, but as an active healer, transforming cycles of pain into bonds of profound understanding and releasing karmic debts that have long outlived their original purpose. To begin this exploration, bring to mind a significant person in your current life. This could be a partner you feel an inexplicable soul-deep connection with, a family member with whom you have a perpetually fraught relationship, or even a friend who feels more like a long-lost sibling. As you activate your Merkaba and settle into its stable, spinning light, hold this person in your heart. Instead of a general intention to see a past life, frame your request with this specific relationship in focus. You might silently state, "I now journey to the lifetime that holds the origin of the dynamic I share with person's name, so that I may understand our soul contract and bring healing to our connection." This precise intention acts as a homing beacon, guiding your Merkaba through the Akashic records directly to the shared experiences that most powerfully influence your present-day interaction. As your awareness travels, be prepared to witness the relationship from a completely different angle. The person who is your romantic partner today might have been your child in a wartime era, a dynamic that explains your fierce protectiveness and deep-seated worry for their well-being. A domineering parent in this life might have been a subordinate or a student you unfairly treated in a past existence, which clarifies the underlying power struggle and need for control that defines your current relationship. You might see yourself and a close friend as siblings on a sinking ship where you made a promise to find each other again, a vow that manifests today as an unshakable sense of loyalty. The roles we play are constantly shifting across lifetimes, but the core energetic themes, lessons of trust, balance, power, sacrifice, or love remain the same, simply dressed in different costumes and settings. The true power of this exploration lies in witnessing the pivotal moment that defined your karmic bond. Often, it's a single event charged with intense emotion, a betrayal that was never forgiven, an act of sacrifice that was never acknowledged, a promise that was tragically broken. As you observe this scene from within the protective capsule of your Merkaba, you are afforded a perspective that was impossible to have in the heat of that moment. You can see the fears and limitations that drove each person's actions. The person who betrayed you might have been acting from a place of paralyzing terror for their own survival. The one you failed to protect might have been playing out a soul lesson in self-reliance. This bird's-eye view from your Merkaba allows you to depersonalize the drama and understand it as a soul lesson in motion, removing the sting of blame and opening the door to compassion. With this newfound understanding, you can then begin the delicate and beautiful work of healing the connection across time. From your position as the compassionate witness, you can address both your past self and the other person's past self. To your own past incarnation, you might send forgiveness for their actions or comfort for their pain, helping to release the guilt or shame they carried out of that lifetime. Then turn your attention to the other person. Surround their past self in the healing light of your Merkaba, and from your heart, offer them the understanding they may have desperately needed. You might silently communicate, "I see the fear that drove you, I forgive you, and I release you from any debt between us," or "I honor the sacrifice you made for me. Thank you, I receive your gift with love." This is not about condoning harmful behavior. It is about understanding its root and neutralizing the charged energy that has kept the karmic cycle spinning for centuries. This act of conscious healing and forgiveness, performed within the Merkaba's sacred space, has an immediate and tangible effect on your present-day relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean the other person will suddenly change their behavior overnight. They are on their own journey. However, it fundamentally changes your energy, and therefore, you're half of the dynamic. The old trigger that once caused explosive arguments may simply lose its charge. The resentment you've carried may begin to dissolve, replaced by a curious sense of peace. You might find yourself responding to them in new, more compassionate ways, which in turn can inspire them to respond differently to you. By healing the past, you are not erasing history. You are changing the energetic foundation upon which your current relationship is built, allowing for a healthier, freer, and more authentic connection to emerge in the here and now. The insights you gather during these profound journeys are priceless treasures, but their true value is only realized when you bring them out of the meditation and into your morning coffee, your daily commute, and your everyday interactions. This process of integration is what transforms mystical experiences into tangible change, weaving the wisdom of your past selves directly into the fabric of your present reality. Think of it as translation work. You are taking the symbolic language of the soul and finding ways to express it in your modern life, ensuring that the healing and knowledge you accessed doesn't remain a distant memory, but becomes a living, breathing part of who you are now. One of the most powerful and immediate tools for this is a dedicated journaling practice, but not just any note-taking. This is deep, intuitive writing that acts as an anchor for your soul's discoveries. The moment you conclude your Merkaba journey, before you even open your eyes, take a few deep breaths to ground yourself back into your physical body. Feel the chair beneath you, the air in the room, then reach for your journal and write without filtering, without editing, and without judgment. Don't worry about grammar or making sense. Just download everything. Describe the scenes you witnessed, the emotions you felt, the symbols that appeared, and the conversations you had. The very act of writing engages different parts of your brain, cementing the ethereal experience into physical reality. Over the following days, return to these notes. Read them not as a story, but as a map. Underline recurring words or powerful phrases. In the margins, ask yourself questions. How does this fear of betrayal show up in my relationship with my boss? Or where can I practice using the leadership I felt in that lifetime? This journal becomes a dialogue between your past and present selves, a sacred text that reveals more of its wisdom each time you revisit it. While journaling captures the story, embodiment practices allow you to physically become the wisdom. Your body holds cellular memory, and by moving in specific ways, you can teach your nervous system and your muscles the truth of what your soul has remembered. If your journey revealed a past life as a dancer or a warrior, don't just think about it, move like one. Put on music that resonates with that era or that feeling, and allow your body to move freely without choreography. Let the movements arise intuitively. You might find your posture shifting, your hands forming mudras you've never learned, or a grace and power flowing through you that feels both new and ancient. This is not play acting. It is a somatic integration, telling your body that it is safe to express these old strengths again. If your discovery was about peace, like a life as a monk or a gardener, practice stillness. Sit in meditation and consciously feel the deep, earthy calm you connected with. Breathe it into every cell, embodying these quality signals to your entire being that this reclaimed energy is welcome here and now, and it is ready to be used. To truly honor the journey and solidify the connection, consider creating a simple personal ritual, a physical touchstone that bridges the worlds. This doesn't require elaborate tools. It requires heartfelt intention. Perhaps you found a connection to a lifetime in ancient Egypt. You might choose a small scarab beetle statue or a piece of lapis lazuli to keep on your desk. Every time you see it, it's not just a decoration. It's a conscious reminder of the perseverance and wisdom you reclaimed from that time. If your journey connected you with a lineage of healers, you could create a ritual of cleansing. Each morning, you might light a candle, and as you wash your hands, affirm, "I wash away what is not mine, and I step into the healing power of my lineage." The object or the action itself is neutral. Its power comes from the meaning you assign it based on your direct experience. This ritual becomes a momentary pause in your day, a secret handshake with your past self that reaffirms your commitment to living out the lessons you worked so hard to retrieve. Ultimately, the most profound integration happens organically through your choices and interactions. It's about catching yourself in a moment of old, reactive fear and consciously choosing to respond with the courage you know you possess because you felt it in another lifetime. It's about recognizing a talent for diplomacy arising during a family argument and choosing to lean into it. This is where your soul's history becomes your present-day superpower. You are no longer limited to the experiences of just this one life. You have a vast internal library of strengths to draw upon. You can walk into a challenging business meeting and unconsciously access the strategic mind of a general you once were. You can comfort a friend with the deep empathy of a caretaker from your past. This is the final, beautiful stage of integration, when the wisdom of all your yesterdays becomes the innate, instinctual guidance for your today, allowing you to live a life that is not just informed by your past, but profoundly enriched by it. It's completely natural to encounter a few bumps on this profound road of self-discovery, and one of the most common experiences is a sudden wave of emotional overwhelm. You might be calmly observing a past scene when, out of nowhere, a surge of grief, anger, or fear rises up so powerfully it feels like it's your own. This isn't a sign that something has gone wrong. In fact, it's often a confirmation that you've successfully tapped into a deeply buried memory. That intense emotional charge is the very energy that was trapped there, and it's now surfacing because your soul is ready to finally process and release it. The key in this moment is to remember your role as the compassionate witness. You are not that past self drowning in the emotion. You are the healed version observing it from the safety of your Merkaba. If the feelings become too intense, take a deliberate, deep breath and consciously feel the stable spin of your light vehicle around you. Place a hand on your heart and remind yourself aloud, "I am safe in my body, here and now." This is a memory, and I am surrounded by light. You can always pause the journey, gently pull your awareness back to your physical surroundings, and take as much time as you need to ground yourself before continuing. This emotional release is part of the healing, so allow it to flow through you without resistance, trusting that it is passing out of your energy field for good. Another frequent challenge is what many experience as confusion or doubt about the visions themselves. You might finish a journey wondering, was that real, or did I just make it all up? This is your logical, analytical mind trying to reassert its dominance over your intuitive, spiritual knowing. The images and sensations you receive in a meditative state rarely come with time stamps and historical footnotes. They speak the language of symbolism and felt sense. Instead of dismissing a vague impression of a stone room or a fleeting feeling of silk against skin, lean into it with curiosity. Ask yourself what those symbols felt like, rather than what they literally were. A sense of confinement might be more important than the exact design of the dungeon. The feeling of power and authority is more significant than the specific type of crown. Trust the emotional truth and the bodily sensations over the visual details. The mind doubts, but the soul always recognizes its own history. Keeping your journal nearby to jot down these impressions immediately after your meditation can help validate the experience later, as you may find themes and symbols repeating over multiple sessions, building a more coherent narrative that becomes harder for the logical mind to dismiss. Many practitioners also report difficulty in simply maintaining the activation of the Merkaba itself. You might feel the beautiful humming spin begin, only to have it falter and fade after a few moments, leaving you feeling disconnected. This is almost always a sign that your energy body needs more strengthening and purification. The Merkaba is a high-frequency instrument, and it requires a clear and consistent flow of energy to operate smoothly. If you find the spin difficult to sustain, it's a gentle nudge from your higher self to dedicate more time to the foundational practices we discussed earlier: grounding, cleansing, and raising your vibration. Think of it like building a muscle. Consistency is everything. Spending just 5 minutes each day on a simple grounding meditation or pranic breathing exercise will dramatically increase your capacity to hold this sacred light field active for longer periods. Furthermore, be mindful of your physical vessel. The clarity of your Merkaba is directly influenced by your lifestyle choices. Heavy processed foods, dehydration, and a lack of sleep can create a kind of static in your energy field, making it difficult for the precise geometry to form and stabilize. Honoring your body with clean water, nourishing food, and rest is not separate from your spiritual practice. It is the essential groundwork that makes advanced exploration like this not only possible, but also safe and sustainable. You might also find yourself struggling with the opposite problem, a feeling of being unanchored or spaced out for hours after a deep journey. This is a classic sign that your grounding cord was not strong enough, or that you concluded the meditation too abruptly. Just as a deep sea diver must undergo decompression before returning to the surface, your consciousness needs a deliberate and gentle return to the physical realm. Always end your Merkaba practice with a conscious grounding ritual. Visualize roots of brilliant red or brown light extending from the base of your spine, pushing deep down into the heart of the earth. Feel that stable, nurturing planetary energy flowing back up into your body. Eat a piece of fruit or some dark chocolate. Stamp your feet on the floor, or splash cold water on your wrists. These simple physical actions signal to your energy body that the journey is over and it's time to be fully present in the here and now. This ensures you integrate the wisdom you've gathered without feeling disconnected from your daily life. Finally, there is the challenge of patience and expectation. In a world of instant gratification, we can fall into the trap of expecting immediate, blockbuster revelations every time we sit to meditate. Some journeys might be quiet, showing you only a single symbol or a faint feeling. Others might feel like nothing happened at all. It's vital to release any attachment to a specific outcome and trust the intelligence of your own soul. Your higher self knows exactly what you are ready to see and when you are ready to see it. A session that feels uneventful might have been spent doing subtle, deep-level healing that simply isn't dramatic enough for your conscious mind to perceive. Every moment you spend in the conscious activation of your Merkaba is beneficial, even if you don't return with a feature-length film of a past life. Trust the process, celebrate the small insights, and know that your sincere intention is always heard and answered in the perfect way and timing for your soul's unique evolution. Once you have grown comfortable with navigating the timelines of your own soul's history, a far grander horizon begins to unveil itself, the vast, shimmering expanse of the multiverse and the higher dimensional realms of your origin. Your Merkaba, in its perfected activation, is capable of far more than a linear journey into the past. It is the ultimate vehicle for multidimensional exploration, a key that can unlock the doors to parallel realities, probable futures, and even the star systems from which your consciousness first emerged. This is not science fiction. It is the natural progression of a conscious soul learning to wield its innate cosmic technology. The foundational practices have built the vessel and taught you to sail the familiar seas of your own past. Now, we prepare to voyage into the deeper waters of existence itself, where time is not a river but an ocean, and every possibility exists simultaneously, waiting for your attention. To access these broader realms, we must first refine the very structure of our Merkaba field. The standard configuration of 2 interlocking tetrahedrons is your personal vehicle, perfectly suited for navigating the individual soul's journey within the space-time continuum. However, for journeys that transcend your personal timeline, we work with what is known as the enhanced or interdimensional Merkaba configuration. This involves consciously inviting the energy of your I Am presence, your highest, most divine aspect, to merge with your field. Visualize this as a massive, brilliant sun of white gold light existing above your crown. From this sun, a column of immense power and intelligence descends, piercing through your crown chakra and merging directly with the central still point of your spinning Merkaba. This infusion of your highest divine identity effectively upgrades your vehicle, expanding its capabilities and raising its resonant frequency to match that of the higher dimensions you wish to explore. With this enhanced configuration activated, the principle of navigation shifts from intentional seeking to resonant attraction. In the higher dimensions, you do not force your way to a destination. You attune your being to a specific frequency and allow the Merkaba to carry you there. To explore a parallel lifetime, a version of you that made a different pivotal choice, you would hold the emotional and mental frequency of that potential outcome. For instance, if you wish to connect with the version of you that pursued a career in art instead of science, you wouldn't just think about it. You would sit within your Merkaba and genuinely feel the joy of painting, the smell of turpentine, the satisfaction of a life dedicated to beauty. Your Merkaba, now amplified by your I Am presence, responds to this resonant signature and shifts its spin, moving your awareness laterally across the probability lines of the multiverse until you lock onto the timeline where that reality is the dominant experience. The experience of connecting with a parallel self is profoundly different from visiting a past life. There is often a powerful sensation of mirroring or resonance, a feeling of looking into a slightly warped reflection of your own essence. You might receive flashes of their life, their home, their relationships, their challenges not as a linear story, but as a simultaneous download of information. The purpose of this connection is rarely about envy or regret. It is about gathering wisdom. You can learn from the triumphs and failures of your other selves, integrating their strengths and understanding their pitfalls to make more conscious choices in your own primary timeline. It is a powerful reminder that every decision matters and that your potential is literally infinite. Journeying into future probabilities requires a similar but distinct approach. The future is not a fixed point. It is a kaleidoscope of possibilities branching out from every choice you make in the present. To navigate this, you must first hold a clear and powerful vision of the future you wish to explore. Do you wish to understand the probable outcome of a current path you're on? Or would you like to connect with a future version of yourself that has already achieved a goal you are currently striving toward? Within your enhanced Merkaba, hold this vision not as a vague hope, but as a felt reality. Feel the emotions of that achieved future, the pride, the peace, the joy. The Merkaba will then project your awareness forward along the timeline that most closely matches that vibrational signature. What you encounter might be a vivid scene, a symbolic image, or simply a profound knowing. A vision of your future self living in a sunlit house by the ocean might be the literal truth, or it might be a symbol representing the emotional state of freedom and peace you are moving toward. The key is to engage with this future self. Ask them for guidance. What single step can you take today to solidify this probability? What belief are they holding that you have yet to embrace? This is not passive fortune telling. It is active co-creation. By bringing the energy and wisdom of your most desired future back into your present moment, you begin to pull that probability toward you, making it increasingly likely with every aligned thought and action. Perhaps the most awe-inspiring application of the enhanced Merkaba is the journey back to your galactic origins, the star systems and cosmic civilizations that nurtured your soul before it ever experienced earthly incarnation. Many feel a mysterious, heartfelt pull toward certain constellations like the Pleiades, Sirius, or Lyra. This is often a soul memory, a homesickness for a different kind of existence. To initiate this journey, begin by gazing at pictures of your chosen star system, allowing your heart to open with a feeling of love and longing. Then, within your Merkaba, hold the name or image of that system in your mind and pour that feeling of loving recognition into your heart center. Your Merkaba will respond to this soul-deep call. The sensation is often one of incredible acceleration, of moving through stargates of swirling color and light. You might feel a shift in pressure, hear high-pitched harmonic tones, or experience a sense of zero gravity. When you arrive, the environment will feel distinctly non-terrestrial. The architecture, the landscapes, even the forms of consciousness you perceive, will operate on a different logic. You might communicate through telepathic light codes instead of language, or perceive beings as conscious geometries of vibrating light. The purpose of these journeys is to remember your true nature as a cosmic citizen, to download advanced spiritual technologies encoded in light and sound, and to reconnect with your soul family or guides from that realm. This remembrance can dissolve feelings of loneliness on Earth and provide a profound context for your mission here, fueling you with a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of the universal love that connects all of creation. As we unlock these profound doorways to our soul's history, we must also navigate this power with a deep sense of responsibility and ethical awareness. Exploring past lives, especially those that feel forbidden, is not a trivial pursuit or a form of entertainment. It is a sacred interaction with the very fabric of your being and the lives of other souls intertwined with your own. With the ability to witness and influence these powerful narratives comes the imperative to do so with the highest integrity, ensuring that our quest for understanding never inadvertently causes harm to ourselves or others. This spiritual integrity forms the essential guardrails for our journey, keeping our explorations both empowering and safe. The cornerstone of this ethical approach is a profound respect for free will, both your own and that of every other soul you encounter in your explorations. Your Merkaba gives you access to see the roles others have played in your past lives, but it is never a license to interfere with their own path or current life lessons. Imagine discovering in a past life that a close friend today was once someone who betrayed you. The ethical response is not to confront them in your present life with this information, or to hold them accountable for actions they have no conscious memory of. Their soul is on its own journey of growth, and it is not your place to force a realization or assign blame based on your private explorations. The healing you do with the Merkaba is for your own soul's evolution. You can work through the emotions of that betrayal, forgive their past self, and release the karmic charge within the safety of your own meditation. This internal resolution then naturally shifts the energy of your present-day relationship, often leading to organic and genuine healing without you ever needing to utter a word about past lives. This respects their free will to discover their own truths in their own time, while you still achieve the peace and closure you need. This principle extends to the concept of divine timing, which is perhaps the most challenging yet vital ethical concept to embrace. Your higher self has veiled certain memories for a reason, and it trusts its own wisdom more than your conscious curiosity. there will be lifetimes and memories that your Merkaba simply will not allow you to access, no matter how focused your intention. You might set out to explore a specific trauma and find yourself gently redirected to a different, less intense memory that serves as a preparatory step. This is not a failure. It is a protective measure orchestrated by your own soul, pushing against this gentle guidance, attempting to use force or willpower to blast through these spiritual safeguards, is akin to performing surgery on yourself without anesthesia or training. You risk re-traumatizing your psyche and uncovering truths you are not yet equipped to handle, which can do more harm than good. Trusting divine timing means surrendering to the innate intelligence of your own spiritual path, knowing that the most profound revelations will arrive not when you demand them, but when you have built the emotional and spiritual resilience to integrate them with wisdom and grace. This journey is ultimately for your own healing and empowerment, not for gathering ammunition or evidence about others. The goal is to reclaim your power, not to assign blame or prove a point. It can be tempting to use past life insights to explain why someone in your current life acts a certain way, but this crosses a line from self-discovery into judgment. Your interpretations of past events are just that, your interpretations, seen through the filter of your own soul's journey. You cannot know the full contractual agreement between souls or the deeper lessons another individual is meant to learn from their behavior. Maintaining spiritual integrity means using your Merkaba as a mirror to understand yourself more deeply, not as a window to spy on the souls of others. When you focus solely on your own reactions, your own healing, and your own patterns, you ensure that your practice remains a pure and positive force for evolution, free from the distortions of ego and the desire to control the narratives of those around you. This inward focus is what truly leads to liberation, allowing you to break cycles from the inside out and step into your most authentic, empowered self. While the Merkaba is a profoundly powerful vehicle on its own, its capabilities can be dramatically amplified when we consciously pair it with other established spiritual modalities. Think of it as a state-of-the-art spacecraft. It's incredibly advanced by itself, but when you integrate specialized navigation systems, enhanced communication arrays, and specialized energy shields, its performance reaches an entirely new level. Combining your Merkaba practice with other complementary disciplines creates a synergistic effect where the whole becomes far greater than the sum of its parts, offering a richer, deeper, and more accessible multidimensional exploration of your soul's history. One of the most natural and potent partnerships is with the ancient wisdom of crystal healing. Crystals are stable, high vibrational conduits of energy, each with its own unique frequency and properties. You can use them to anchor and stabilize your Merkaba field before you even begin your journey. For past life work, a crystal like lapis lazuli is exceptional for activating the third eye and accessing Akashic wisdom, while black tourmaline planted at your feet creates an unshakable grounding cord, ensuring you remain perfectly anchored even during the most intense journeys. A powerful method is to create a simple crystal grid around your meditation space. Place 4 clear quartz points at the cardinal directions to define and purify your sacred space, and hold a Lemurian seed crystal or a piece of moldavite to your heart as you activate your Merkaba. The crystal's energy will merge with your light field, acting as an amplifier and a filter, helping to clarify the visions and insights you receive, making symbolic messages sharper and emotional impressions clearer. Sound therapy offers another extraordinary avenue for enhancing your exploration. Sound is vibration, and specific frequencies resonate directly with your energy body and the spinning geometries of the Merkaba. Using tools like singing bowls, tuning forks, or even dedicated sound baths before and during your meditation can help to quickly entrain your brainwaves into the theta state, which is ideal for deep visionary work. The ancient solfeggio frequency of 528 Hz, known as the frequency of transformation and DNA repair, is particularly powerful for healing past life trauma. You can play this frequency softly in the background as you begin your 17-breath activation. The sound waves will physically vibrate your energy field, helping to tune your Merkaba to a more precise and harmonious spin, much like a fine-tuning rod for a musical instrument. This creates a smoother, more stable ride through the timelines and can help to dissolve energetic blockages that might otherwise create static or resistance in your journey. For those drawn to more ancient and earthy paths, weaving shamanic journeying techniques into your Merkaba practice can provide a powerful container and a familiar roadmap. Shamanic traditions have been navigating non-ordinary reality for millennia, often with the help of a rhythmic drumbeat. You can use a steady, monotonous drumbeat at around 4 to 7 beats per second to guide your Merkaba journey. The drumbeat acts as a sonic anchor, helping your consciousness to shift states while providing a constant pulse to return to. Furthermore, you can invoke the archetypal shamanic concept of the 3 worlds, the lower, middle, and upper worlds, as destinations for your Merkaba. Perhaps you wish to journey to the lower world to connect with past lives that are deeply intertwined with the earth and animal spirits, or to the upper world to access lifetimes of high spiritual initiation and counsel with ascended teachers. Your Merkaba becomes your vehicle to travel to these realms with even greater speed, protection, and conscious direction, merging the wisdom of 2 profound traditions. Perhaps the ultimate integration is with the practice of Akashic records reading. The Akashic records are often described as the universe's supercomputer, the infinite library containing the vibrational record of every soul's journey. While some practitioners access the records through prayer and specific rituals, your activated Merkaba serves as a direct access keycard to this hallowed library. The process becomes incredibly fluid. After activating your Merkaba and setting your intention, simply state within your mind, "I now command my Merkaba to travel to the Akashic Records Hall containing the volume of my soul's journey." Visualize the spinning field carrying you through a tunnel of light, arriving at a vast, limitless library. The geometric light of your vehicle allows you to not just read about your past lives, but to step directly into them, experiencing them from within a protected sphere. This combination allows for a deeply immersive experience where you can read the symbolic record of a lifetime and then immediately journey into that lifetime to feel its emotional truth and offer healing, all within one continuous, protected session. Integrating the Merkaba into your daily spiritual routine is less about adding another task to your list and more about welcoming a sacred partnership with the most advanced aspect of your own consciousness. The key to unlocking its full potential lies not in marathon weekend sessions, but in the gentle, consistent rhythm of regular practice. Think of it as learning a new language, the language of light itself. You wouldn't expect fluency after one intense class. It's the daily, even brief, conversations that build true proficiency and familiarity. This isn't a practice of force, but one of devoted invitation, allowing the spinning field of your light body to become as natural and essential a part of your day as taking a deep breath. Start by anchoring your practice to a time that already holds a sense of quiet intention in your life. For many, the first moments upon waking are ideal, as the mind is still soft and receptive, not yet cluttered with the day's demands. Before you even check your phone, sit upright in bed or in a comfortable chair, take 3 conscious breaths, and begin the foundational 17-breath activation. If your mornings are rushed, the evening offers a powerful alternative. Practicing as part of your wind-down ritual allows the Merkaba's high-frequency energy to recalibrate your entire system while you sleep, processing the day's experiences and facilitating deeper healing and astral travel. The consistency of the time is more important than the time itself. Your energy body thrives on rhythm and will begin to anticipate and prepare for this connection. When it comes to duration, compassion and realism are your greatest allies. It is infinitely more beneficial to engage in a focused, 10-minute practice every single day than to attempt an hour-long session once a month that leaves you feeling drained or frustrated. Begin with a modest goal that feels effortlessly achievable, perhaps just the first 6 breaths of the activation sequence for the first week. This builds success and familiarity without pressure. As the process becomes more natural, gradually extend your time, adding the next set of breaths until you can comfortably complete the full 17 breaths. Remember, the goal is sustainable integration, not immediate perfection. Some days your mind will wander, and other days the connection will feel crystal clear. Both are perfect and part of the process. To truly nurture this budding relationship, create a small, dedicated sanctuary in your home. This doesn't require a separate room. A simple corner with a comfortable cushion, a small table for a candle, or a few cherished crystals like amethyst for connection or clear quartz for amplification can powerfully signal to your brain that this is a space for shifting consciousness. The physical act of sitting in this dedicated spot becomes a potent trigger, telling your entire being it is time to turn inward. Before you begin, you might light the candle with the intention of igniting your inner light, or ring a small bell to clear the energy of the space. These tiny rituals, repeated daily, build a powerful container that supports deeper and more focused journeys over time. One of the most common challenges is the feeling that nothing is happening, which can quickly lead to discouragement. This is where a dedicated journal becomes your most valuable tool for tracking subtle progress and maintaining motivation. Immediately after each session, before your logical mind has a chance to analyze or dismiss the experience, write down 3 simple things. First, any physical sensations. Did you feel a slight buzzing, a temperature change, or a pressure in your third eye? Second, note any emotions or thoughts that arose, even if they seemed unrelated. Third, jot down any images, colors, or symbols, no matter how fleeting or nonsensical they appeared. Over weeks and months, you will begin to see patterns emerge in your journal entries. A symbol that repeats, a sensation that grows stronger, an emotional block that slowly dissolves. This documented evidence provides undeniable proof of your progress that your doubting mind cannot argue with, proving that even on the days it feels quiet, profound work is occurring beneath the surface of your awareness. As your practice deepens, you will naturally feel called to explore beyond the basic activation. This is the time to introduce variation and listen to the intuitive nudges from your own light body. One day, your intention might be purely for energetic cleansing, visualizing the Merkaba's spin purifying your aura like a spiritual car wash. Another day, you might feel drawn to focus specifically on heart healing, bathing your energy field in emerald green light. You could dedicate a session to exploring a single symbol that keeps appearing in your journal. This responsive approach keeps your practice dynamic and alive, a co-creation with your higher self rather than a rigid, monotonous repetition. It transforms your routine from a discipline into a dialogue. Ultimately, the most significant transformation will be felt not just during your meditation, but in the flow of your everyday life. This is the true measure of a mature Merkaba practice. You might notice yourself responding to a stressful situation with a calm you didn't know you possessed, feeling the subtle hum of your light body anchoring you. Perhaps a creative solution to a long-standing problem will suddenly pop into your mind, a download from the higher intelligence you are now consistently connected to. An old fear or reactive pattern may simply lose its charge, having been healed at the root during one of your journeys. Pay attention to these subtle shifts. They are the evidence that the light you are cultivating in your dedicated practice is now fully integrated, actively guiding you, protecting you, and revealing the multidimensional being you have always been, finally remembering itself and shining its light in the world. And so, we arrive at the heart of the matter, the profound truth that this journey is not about escaping your present reality, but about enriching it beyond measure. The true power of unlocking your forbidden past lives using the Merkaba is not found in the dramatic visions or the fascinating stories from another time. It is discovered in the quiet, seismic shifts within your daily existence. It is the inexplicable phobia that simply vanishes, the financial block that dissolves as you erase a soul-level vow of poverty, the relationship pattern that finally breaks because you have healed its ancient, karmic root. This is the practical magic of this work. It allows you to gather every scattered piece of your soul across time and bring them home, integrating their strengths, their wisdom, and their hard-won lessons into the person you are right now. You are not just learning about history, you are actively reassembling your entirety, becoming a more complete, more powerful, and more authentic expression of your eternal self. As you stand at the threshold of this exploration, it is absolutely essential to carry with you two guiding lights, reverence and self-compassion. This is sacred work. You are interacting with the most vulnerable and powerful chapters of your soul's story. Approach this process not as a curious tourist, but as a respectful and loving archaeologist of your own being. Handle these memories with the care they deserve. There will be moments of profound revelation, and there will be moments of deep discomfort. Greet them both with the same gentle curiosity. If you encounter a memory that feels challenging, meet it not with judgment, but with the immense compassion you would offer a dear friend in pain. Remember that every experience, no matter how difficult, was a chapter in your soul's education. Your goal is not to condemn who you were, but to understand, to forgive, and ultimately, to free yourself from any energy that no longer serves your highest good. This path requires patience with yourself above all else. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it unfolds at a pace perfectly designed for your growth. Do not measure your progress against anyone else's. Some may have immediate, vivid recollections, while others may receive subtle feelings or simply a new sense of peace around an old wound. Every single sensation, every fleeting image, every intuitive knowing is a valid and precious piece of the puzzle. Trust the wisdom of your own higher self to reveal exactly what you are ready to see in the perfect time and manner for your healing. This is not a race. It is a sacred dialogue between you and the infinite depth of your own spirit. The most profound transformations often happen in the quiet moments after a meditation, in the way you suddenly respond differently to an old trigger, or in the slow, steady dawning of a self-love that feels ancient and new all at once. You now hold the key of profound understanding of the Merkaba, not as a distant mystical concept, but as your innate, personal vehicle of light. You have the tools to prepare your energy, to activate this sacred geometry, to set powerful intentions, and to navigate with safety and grace. The only step left is to begin. You do not need to be an expert meditator or a spiritual master. You simply need the courage to turn the key and the curiosity to see what doors open for you. Start small. Dedicate just a few minutes each day to connecting with your breath, to feeling the potential of that light field around you. Set a simple intention for healing and see what arises. Your soul is waiting to have this conversation with you, eager to share its stories and its strengths. This is your invitation to step into the grandest adventure of all, the adventure of truly knowing who you are, where you've been, and the limitless potential of who you are becoming. Your past is not a prison. It is a library of wisdom. Your Merkaba is the key. It is time to go inside and read.